Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's Adventures with Peps. We are painting a Sister of Battle, this time the Order of the Bloody Rose. The Order of the Bloody Rose has committed a significant contingent of its sisters to the war zones along the Great Rift since the dawn of Era Indomitus. The majority of its forces are battling against incursions coming from the Galactic South. Here they have met tendrils of Hive Fleet Leviathan and Hive Fleet Hydra on multiple fronts, and they are fighting their way through the Genestealer cults. It's a great order. I think this is going to be good. My plan is to try and do Genestealer cults the tail end of this year. So hopefully you got imagery, and let's jump in to the painting video. Here we go. So as always, primed black, heavy dry brush with some grey and some white over the top. I've started to see where the shadows lie. I'm pretty excited to paint this one. I'm going to start off with the white. It's a hard colour to paint, so let's just get it out the way. Now, I'm not entirely sure how I'm doing these robes. I'm putting on Holy White just to get this first layer of shade on. But we are going to come back and forth to it because I keep changing my mind as we go along. So we'll pick and settle on something. But for now, we're hitting up the robe with the Holy White. Also going to hit up some the shoulder pads and the helmet. With the white drying, it's time to block in the main colour. So obviously they're called the Order of the Bloody Rose, and that colour needs to be red. Now the red is going on all the armour plates, so legs, arms, gloves, backpack, shoulder pads, the helmet. There's a lot of areas. I'm using the Army Painter Slaughter Red because it's a nice dark red. And I'm taking my time around the white robes because I don't want to mess it up. White is always a problem. I don't need it having super dark red on it because that's just going to make it even harder. It's actually surprisingly darker than I thought it was going to be, which is perfect, by the way. This is not a complaint. It just came out darker than what I thought. I did imagine having to darken it down with a wash, which I still might do, but it has come out darker than I thought it was. It's a very happy result. As you can see, the colours are now blocked in pretty much. Just trying to be as neat as I can. Got to avoid those white robes as much as possible. Mess that up and it's going to be so annoying to fix later. Then we have a super easy step, which is getting the Grim Black on this bolt gun. I'm going to try and avoid this symbol on the gun, but I can only assume I'm going to have to come back to fix the white at some point. So we're going to have the white paint out. So it's not going to be end of the world scenario, but if I can avoid it as much as possible, I'm going to try. I then reach for the Sand Golem, which I'm going to use for the parchment and kind of like stony bone-esque colours. I did think about using pallid bone, but I feel like I overuse that. So if I can avoid it, I'm going to. There's not much that needs it. It's just these ones on the back. And I think there's a little symbol on the front that I'm going to catch as well. So it's a very quick, easy step. Just heavily loaded the brush and I slapped it on. It's already given a great effect. Now it's time for some small details that don't really need a lot of work, but we use the dark wood for pouches and some other dark leathery areas on the model, and Absolution Green for the grenades. So there is a grand total of 3 pouches, I think. It was like slap, 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 done. Make sure I catch the bottom. Once again, trying not to bleed into the white. It's looking pretty grey at the moment, so I'm going to have to definitely highlight this white area, which is a little annoying, but that's the whole point of white robes, I guess. They're always annoying. So pouches are done. I'm now going to grab that Absolution Green and catch the grenades. Obviously, in a real life scenario, you never catch a grenade. I recommend running away from them as much as or as quick as possible. And with such a stupid line now recorded, the grenades are done. That was an easy step. As it stands, I'm not happy with the robes, so I grabbed the Ceramite White base coat And I'm gonna go over pretty much everything. I'm a little disappointed that this didn't work the way I wanted it to. It's gone really grey for some reason. I don't know why. Usually when I've used this holy white in the past, it's not gone this grey. Maybe it's something to do with how I base coated it. So I'm just going to freshen it up with a lick of white and see how it looks after that. Okay, I'm not happy with it. So I'm now going to hit all the sand golem, the robes, and some of the red armor with a brown Agrex Earthshade, I think it was. This is just going to dull down the armor a little bit, and I guess on the robes it's going to make it look a creamy brown is my plan, or at least I hope that's what's going to happen. So I'm just going to cover the model. I'm at this point a little bit dumbfounded on how I want to do the white robes. I didn't really think this through, and that is now coming back to bite me in the ass. But I thought I'd show this entire process so you can see how my brain is working. It doesn't work great most days of the week, so enjoy. Alright, with the model fully shaded and dried, I put it in front of a fan and walked away for 5 minutes to think it through. I've gone back to the ceramite white, and we are going to try and dry brush now over the cream robes that we've got going on. Okay, this is working. I'm liking how it's looking. Only issue is I am catching the red armor, so we're going to have to do the slaughter red again just to cover it up. It's not the end of the world because it's obviously only catching the high-rised areas of the armor, so it's not the end of the world. It's going to look like a highlight, but I'm definitely now starting to like the robes. I know what to do next time. But yeah, geez, that was hard work. My brain was not happy with me. It was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Can you stop doing it? But we're back on track. It took me a while, but we're there. We're getting there. So as you can see, everything got dry brushed. It was just easier that way. And now I'm going back in with the Slaughterer red. We're going to catch all the armor again. Make it a nice red. It's going to have some sweet highlights now because of that dry brushing. I feel like I went round in a massive circle, which is super annoying. Nobody likes doing that. I think if I'd have... What I would do next time is give everything the wash to begin with. So prime black, dry brush grey, dry brush white, brown wash it all so the robes are done. Give it a white dry brushing, then do this red stage. That's how I would do it next time. I've learnt my lesson. This is probably the only time I'm going to paint this Order of Sisters, even though they are a pretty cool one with the Genestealer cults. But, yeah. White robes are annoying. Definitely don't like them. Why would you do it to me, GW? I think it's a running theme with the sisters, though. There's a lot of orders that have white robes, so I gotta practice this. Anyway, let's finish this up, and you can come check in a minute. Okay, the red is done. The model is drying nicely. I'm gonna grab the Orc Flesh contrast paint just because it's the closest one to me. We're gonna use this on the eye lenses. While I'm doing that, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, drop me a comment, call me an idiot for messing up the white robes so much. Hope you enjoyed that process. And then at the end of this video, I'll have the finished photos for you like I always do. I hope you learned something from this video. As always, I don't try to do masterpieces, I just try to inspire you to get paint on your miniatures. I hope seeing my errors and how it can look will inspire you just to get on with it. And I'll catch you in the next video. As always, cheers for watching.